So, sorry, you go now. It's okay, we're going to, and you meet later? Yeah, absolutely. You okay? Yeah. It's fine. Thank you. Yeah, thanks so much. You can close the door if you want to. Close the door, no? Okay, yeah, it might be okay because You can open here and close here for the noise. Ah, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Thanks.
How's it going?
Hey, Aaron, how you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good, good. Right, let me check the sign-ins. Hi, Lisa.
Hey,
How are we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Long time no see, actually, for you, I think.
No, I've been so busy doing my own classes. I found it really hard.
Yeah.
But I am here today.
Oh, it's good to see you. Well, quite a lot of other people signed in, so I'll have to give it a minute or two. But guys, obviously you're going to need your equipment for, we've got push press, push jerk, split jerk work. So if you've got a barbell, you can obviously use that. And then for the workout itself, it's supposed to be single arm work. So if you've got a dumbbell, that would be great. If not, obviously we can adjust it, but that's what you're ideally looking for. Oh, Nick, having a little beverage there.
Pre-workout, most delicious thing in the world.
Right, we've still got 4 or 5 more people due to come, so I'll give it a moment. Ah, there's Matt. Wonderful.
Hello.
How are you doing, Matt? Tom is on his holidays this week, so I'm covering for him today. So just to recap what I was saying, guys, if you've got a barbell, you can use that for the first part. If not, then any sort of dumbbell or kettlebell is fine. But for the workout itself, you're probably going to need a kettlebell or a dumbbell if you've got one. Just get everything you've got, basically, and we will start onto the screen whilst we wait for the others. Okay, Damien's in. Good to see you, Damien. Okay. Right. Okay, I'm just just going to mute everyone for now whilst I begin talking through the workout itself, okay? So guys, have a little look on the screen if you haven't got it up or memorized it already. First of all, we're going to be working on some overhead technical stuff. So we've got a push press into a push jerk into a split jerk. So you're going to do 5 sets, 1 push press, 2 push jerks, and 3 split jerks. Okay, due to this being technical and then the volume, so you've got 5 different movements in one set, you're not going to be going heavy, all right? So if you've got a barbell and you're thinking about loading up, it's not going to be particularly heavy today. If you have single arm equipment, such as dumbbells or kettlebells, you'd obviously do a set on each arm. But again, it's not supposed to be particularly heavy, so probably start with your sort of lighter weights, and then as the sets progress, you can increase it incrementally. And when you get to a point where it starts to fatigue, stick with that weight, okay? So if you get to the last split jerk and your technique's all over the place, you need to be staying at that weight or dropping it down slightly so you can start to build consistency, okay? Any questions about the overhead work? Anyone got any equipment questions? No? Okay, good. So part B, we've got a workout. So it's a medium length workout, 15-minute AMRAP. We're going to be using kettlebells, dumbbells for this, so anything single arm. 5 on each side, clean and jerk. It'll be from the hang. Type that in. Hang, clean and jerk. 5 on each side, bent over row. Finishing with 20 lateral jumps over your bell. So yeah, 5-5 hang, clean and jerk, 5-5 bent over row, 20 lateral jumps over the bell. You're just going to roll through that as many times as you can, 15 minutes. Okay, so I think that this is not going to take you particularly long. I would recommend using 24 kilos, 16 kilos, or obviously if you've got dumbbells, it's 22.5, 15. So those are the recommended weights. However, it should be something that you can move pretty fast. So you want to be scaling that down. Every time you pick it up, you will be doing 5. All right. So you don't want to be, having to rest because you can't get that dumbbell or kettlebell overhead. So you should be able to do a lot of rounds. I reckon somewhere between 12 to 15 rounds would be good. Might even get a bit more depending on what weights you're using. Any questions on the workout? Excellent. Guys, I have been having a little bit of trouble with the internet, so if I do cut out on the camera, I apologise. Can you just let me know? I haven't had any issues with the sound, so I'll try and talk lots whilst we're warming up, just in case the video does cut out. Okay, so if you can find your mats, guys, we're just going to start at the top of the mat. Place the hands onto the floor just to start to lengthen the back of the body, and then slowly walk yourself out. We're going to come into a downward dog shape. Okay, so you're pushing your hips up, you're trying to drive those heels down towards the floor. We're going to focus first of all on the calves. Okay, so each leg, I want you to push the heel down and swing back 5 times. Just hold it there for a second. You should start to feel that stretch in the calf. Good. When you've done it 5 times on each leg, you're going to do them both at the same time. Just a couple of times, trying to reach those heels down, squeeze the knees back, push the hips up. Okay, relax by bending those knees. As you do that, push your head through, your shoulders, looking at your feet, then back to the heels. Push the heels down, knees back, hips up, bend the knees, push the head through. Okay, so we're changing the focus from the calves to the shoulders. We're going to do this 5 times. Okay, so on that very last one, I want you to push the heels down, get the legs as straight as you can, push the head through at the same time. Now we're going to rotate the hips over to the right. So we're going to push the hips as if we're coming across the ankle to the right, and then we're going to push the hips across to the left. Push the hips across to the right. I'm just going to keep rolling. You'll feel a slightly different stretch this time for the calves, hopefully. Maybe the hamstrings are tight. Okay, so rotate left to right a few different times. Nice, and once you've done that, you're going to bring your knees down onto the mat. Okay, we're going to start with the hands underneath the shoulders. Keep the hips up above the knees, and we're just going to walk the hands forwards, dropping that chest towards the floor. You want to keep your eyes up and push the chest down, okay? You want to keep your lats engaged. Okay? So you don't want to be flying the shoulders out to the sides. Always squeeze them in towards the mat as if you're trying to get your armpits down on the floor. Hold that position for a few seconds. All right, walk yourself back up to your hands and knees position. So we're going to take this kind of right hand underneath, palm facing up, get the shoulder down onto the floor. Now I want you to push with this hand behind your head, so take it just behind your head, and you're going to try and open that elbow and shoulder up. Okay, look at the sky, so you should feel a nice twist through the back and into the side of that shoulder that's on the floor. And keep trying to twist. Keep trying to open that elbow up. All right, take it back down. We're going to rotate onto the other side. So palm up, shoulder down, head relaxed onto the floor. Take the other hand behind the head, lift through the elbow, and try and look at the sky. You might find that one side is tighter than the other. I find this side more difficult. Pulling that elbow up. Nice. All right, so we're going to take it down onto the floor now. So I want you to lie down onto your front. You're going to extend your left arm out, palm down. You should be parallel to your shoulder. Keep that shoulder on the floor, so this left arm shoulder stays down. And you're going to rotate your right leg up towards the side. So you're peeling your chest off the floor, keeping that shoulder down, and you can open that with your right hand towards the side. You just have to pull that right arm further and further back. Find that really sticky point. Nice. Okay, let's take it across to the other side. Same thing, right shoulder down on the floor. You can use your other hand to help push your chest up. Reach with the hand, and pull back. Okay, nice guys, good. Back to the mat. So we're going to push back up to hands and knees. We're going to come into our downward dog for the last time. Okay, so tuck your toes under, lift the knees off the floor. Push your head through your shoulders. We're really trying to extend into that downward dog shape. We've got a lot of overhead work today, so I want to make sure the shoulders are nice and open. All right, drop out of your downward dog position, guys. Let's come into a standing position. So we're going to do some calf raises. We've got lots of jumping today. So we want to make sure the calves are nice and loose. So I want you to extend up onto your toes, hold at the top position, squeeze the calves, and then as you drop that down, just float the heels slightly off the floor. Okay, so you're not bringing the heels all the way down, you're staying balanced. Okay, you're going to do 10 like this. If you have a little step that you can stand on so that your heels can go down even lower, then that's great. If not, just do it like this. Might feel a few cracks and pops in the ankles and the feet. Okay, when you've done your 10 guys, we're going to come into our split position for our split jacks. Okay, so we're going to use this as part of our warm-up. So if you start with your feet underneath your hips, okay, you're going to draw whichever leg is your leading leg. If you're not sure, if you just fall, which one drops forwards first, doesn't really matter to be honest. You're going to drop that about half a step in front of you, and then you're going to drop your back leg about half a step behind you. Make sure that the legs are about hip to shoulder width apart. Okay, then we're just going to bend that back knee in a little bit. We want to make sure that the knee isn't across the toe, it should be just slightly behind or above. Okay, and we're going to drop that knee towards the floor and then drive back up. drop them into the floor, right back. Okay, you're going to do this 10 times. If you don't feel very balanced, just readjust yourself slightly. I'm going to come and have a look at what you guys are doing. Okay, so we don't, when we're dropping the knee down, guys, we don't want to be moving the chest. So watch the difference. So this is me moving my chest forwards. Okay, this is me keeping the glass wall in front of my chest. Okay, so I'm making sure that I'm moving on that center point. Okay, when you've done 10, we're going to go back to the calf raises. Okay. Nice. Oh, hey, Alicia. Okay, so one more round. We're going to do the calf raises all the way up, all the way back down, trying to keep contact with the floor, with all of those toes gripping onto the mat. If you're in shoes, it might be best to take them off just for this warm up. I have a visitor. Don't know whether you can see. The cat's staring through the window. All right, one more round of our split lunges, guys. So come into that same position again. We're looking to get very comfortable in this split. Okay, dropping down, driving back up. You should feel pressure through the back leg and through the front foot.
Is this the same leg?
Yes, it's the same, because obviously when you're doing split jerks, guys, we do generally prefer one side. You can do the other side if you want to, if you're sort of ambidextrous with your splits, but generally speaking, you want to pick a side. Okay, good. After you've done this, guys, we're going to move into a slight warm-up for our scapula and our shoulders. So come into a standing position on the mat. It's quite unnerving having this cat staring at me. All right, so for our, we're going to start this without the weight, so we're just going to do a body weight, okay, for our warm-up for our shoulders. So come into your bent over row position, so slightly soft in the knees, making sure that the back's nice and flat, tuck the core under and the butt down, okay. We're going to start with the hands hanging underneath us. We're going to draw the shoulder blades back together, and then I want you to row with your elbows, okay. So you're just going to do this movement, shoulders, elbows, 10 times. Should start to feel the muscles in the back working. Nice. We're going to add weight in a moment, don't worry. Okay, and then we're going to do the same with our overhead press. Drop the camera up slightly. Okay, so we're going to start with the hands, thumbs onto the shoulders. Okay, imagine you're holding sort of a barbell or a dumbbell, whatever you're going to use. Okay, we're going to pull the shoulders back and down. And from that position, keep the butt tucked under. You're just going to press up. Okay, trying to get the biceps next to the ears at the top, so you have a nice straight line all the way from the wrist down to your ankle. It's quite good to practice this without weight. Good. Mat, tuck the belly under slightly. That's it. Good. Nice. Okay, so we're going to do this one more time, but you're going to add your light weight for now. Okay, so you'll do bent over rows. You can grab 2 light dumbbells, or if you've got a barbell, you can use a barbell. And I want you to do 10. And then same thing with your overhead. Okay, 10. Good. Try on these rows, guys, if you're using a barbell, not to curl the wrists. Okay, try and keep the wrists straight and focus actually on the elbow joint. So what's the elbow joint doing? And that will help you to get a bit more lat engagement rather than forearms, biceps. Good. Straight into those 10 presses, guys. If you've got something super heavy on the weights, then you can just do 5 on each arm. Nice. If you've got light, then obviously do same weight on each arm for 10. Good, guys. Once you finish that, just take a second. So we're going to start to go through the complex now. So we've got push press to begin, then push jerk, and then split jerk. Okay. All right. Good. So for guys, what we've just been doing there is the strict press. For our push press, we're going to use a small dip in our legs. We're actually going to get the legs to help us with this movement. So we don't want any hinge. We don't want to move the chest forwards or backwards. Okay, we want to keep that moving up and down. So as you draw your knees, I want you to draw them out rather than forwards. Okay, so push the knees out, start to feel the load through the glutes and the legs. Okay, it should feel like it's loading around the hips, not around the knees. So just practice this dip movement for me. 10 reps. Feet underneath hips, dip, squeeze, squeeze. All right? 10 reps, no wait. Make sure you're staying controlled. Good, chest stays up, Damien. Good, guys. It's a very small movement. Hayley, you're more knees forwards rather than knees out. So I want to see the legs moving, the hips moving slightly down, not knees forwards. Okay. Sorry, that was Alicia actually. I can't remember what name I said then. Anyway, right, so we're now going to put this into the pressing movement. Okay, so it all starts with the legs. It's like domino effect. Okay, we're kind of coming into that dip position. We're going to squeeze the hips up. As a result, the barbell is going to come off the chest, and you're going to finish by driving it overhead. The body stays tight. Okay, if you have any sort of lack of tension in the body, it's going to be very hard to press. Okay, press against a hard surface. Give me your push press, guys. A couple of reps. Good. Speed, power and speed. Good. Narissa, you can grab some weight now. And yeah, drive through your heels. So you don't want to end up on your toes, guys. As soon as you've driven through the hips, the heels should go straight to the floor, okay? Good. Ideally, the heels can stay down, but as a result of the force, you might feel them come up slightly, but it's not an intentional thing. Okay, good guys, well done. Okay, so we're gonna next off take our push jerk receiving position. So it's almost exactly the same. The only difference being, when you receive the object overhead, you're going to drop underneath with those legs again. So I want you to take however you want your bell overhead, bells, and I want you to just dip the knees out, same as we do when we do our dip and drive, okay, and just practice that receiving position. Okay, so you can do it a couple of times. Dip, stand up, dip, stand up. Nice, guys, good. All right. So that's how we want to receive the bell. The legs are going to dip twice. So from the front rack position, dip, drive, and then dip again. At the same time that you dip, your elbows should lock. Okay, dip, drive, receive. You don't need to jump. Okay, so I want you to try and do this without jumping. Let's have a go. Good. Nice, Marissa. Nice, Hayley. Good. A bit quicker, Damien, so that the elbows were already locked when you need the legs to go down quicker. Down. Yeah, that's better. Let's look, Alicia. Nice, Alicia. You need to get up a little bit more, so squeeze the hips because you're not quite extended on your drive. Lisa, that's a push press. So remember, you've got to, it's all about the legs now. Just dip, drive, dip. Dip, drive, dip. Go on. Yeah, that's better. Okay, good. All right, so you'll notice that this is now almost 100% legs. All right, so the push press is 50 legs, 50 arms, finishing off. The push jerk is 100% legs because you've got dip, drive, and drop underneath. So you're not actually really pressing with the arms at all. Okay, now we have our split jerk. So we're going to practice the receiving position first, okay? We've already practiced the split, so I want you to find your split position, and then however you want, you can use a bit of a drive if you need to. I want you to take those bells overhead, okay? From that overhead position, I just want you to bend that back knee slightly up and down, a little pulse, all right? Nice. Ideally with 2 bars, guys, if you've got it, or a barbell. Nice. Good. Just gently up and down just to start to feel out that position. If you feel like you're going to off balance, maybe widen those feet out slightly. Okay, good. All right, so next, guys, pop your equipment down. We're just going to practice coming into that receiving position. So no bell or barbell at all. Okay, you're going to have your hands on your front rack with your imaginary bell. You're going to dip, drive, land in your split with your hands overhead, front foot, back foot to recover. Okay, dip, drive, land. So imaginary barbell, so you can really focus on what the legs are doing. Make sure you pause when you receive. Okay, and is there anything that I need to adjust? Matt, do you have space to do your split?
Sorry, can you just repeat it, because the camera, I didn't catch the movement for the transition.
No, yeah, no problem. So, imaginary barbell, I'm going to drop on this, focus on what I like to do. Dip, drive, receiving position, pause, recover front foot, recover back foot, and then you bring your imaginary barbell back down. Okay, so it's just like the movement we just did, but you split your feet out. Good. Where's your split position? Yes, that's the one. Nice. Your split can definitely be wider though, Matt. So think about getting longer legs. Good. And the knee, you don't want it to touch the floor, so you want to keep it sort of in that half lunge shape. Nice. Good job. Okay, guys. Well done.
All right. The recovery, when
Yes.
so you keep it up and then front leg back, back leg front, and then down?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. So you want, guys, on your recovery to stay across this center point. You always want to keep the weight and the hips and the body above your center point. So dip, drive, split, staying over the center point. Bring that foot back a little bit. Bring your leg forwards, so you're staying over that center point all the time. Okay. Right, I want you guys to just have, so we'll do the first round as a practice round. You're going to do 1 push press, 2 push jerks, and then you're going to go into 3 split jerks. Okay. Take your time, there's no rush, so bring it back to the front rack and reset every time. Okay, give it a go, and now I'll have a little watch. Push press first, Hayley, if you can. Good. So on the push press, we want to drive all the way up. And on the push jerk.
If we're using dumbbells or kettlebells, are we doing it one-armed or two bells?
If you've got 2 of the same weight, then use 2. Good. On that split, guys. Nice, Matt. Just make sure the front leg comes back first. Okay. So you're almost doing like when you split, front leg, back leg. So that back leg needs to bend on those split jerks. Think about the legs, not the bar. The bar is very light. Yes, that's better. Good. And then when it gets a bit heavier, you should hopefully get that same movement pattern going again. Nice, Jonathan. Don't go too wide with the legs. Think about it as a little squat when you receive. Okay, guys, good. All right, so you've got 4 more rounds. I'm going to let you guys choose how much weight you want to put on. Don't go particularly heavy. If you feel like there's an error, if you can feel the error, then you know that that's either too heavy or you need to go again to correct the error. Okay, you only move up if you feel like you've got it spot on. All right, I'm going to watch as well so I can hopefully see what you guys are up to. Feel free to adjust your cameras for a better view if you think. If there's something better you can do. I'll let you go in your own time. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to finish this, so that's basically every 2 minutes if you want to time yourself, or I'll give you 8 minutes because we've already done 1.
Will you give us 2-minute markers?
Yep, I can give you 2-minute markers, absolutely. Right, clock's already started. Focus on the technical. Nice, Hayley, good push jerks. Good, guys. Nice work, Nick. Good. Try to bend that back knee in a little bit more, Narissa. So focus legs. Good. That's much better. Again, focus legs. All right, guys. A few of you are getting out of that receiving position quite quickly because you're working with a light weight. You're doing something like this. So if you're not working, please have a little look. So this is what a lot of people do when it's quite light. Okay. Oh, nice. This is an easy split jerk. I'm just gonna, okay, that doesn't help you get technically better. You actually need to think, right, this is a lightweight, I can change what I'm doing. Okay, so I know that my leg is always straight, so I'm gonna force it to go down. Okay, I'm gonna pause in that position, then I'll recover, and the next rep, I'm gonna try and make sure that I get lower. Okay, so use this to help you guys, don't rush the movements. We're only 1:30 in, so loads of time, but obviously if you feel ready, get going on your next set. Nice, Matt. Good, good, Aaron, pushing the head through, lovely job. Nick, I want to see some pauses in these jerks. Making sure that receiving position is tight, especially with the glutes pulled underneath. Good, guys, and don't be scared in that receiving position to bend the back knee if it needs it. Adjust your position so your body can get used to it. Is it hot, Hayley, where you are? Have you guys had storms yet?
Not yet. They keep promising them. I'm hoping it's going to be this afternoon because it's just boiling.
Yeah, we've been having them in. I'm in France at the minute, and for the last 3 days, we've been having them every night, in such intense storms, lightning everywhere, loads of fun. And then look, it's beautiful sunshine now. It's crazy. Okay, guys, so we're just coming up to the 3-minute mark. So hopefully you guys have finished off two sets. So you've got 2 left, or in the process of. Good, Narissa. Narissa, on your next step, I want you to focus on this back leg, okay? So when you're dipping and driving, don't think about anything other than this back leg. And I want you to drive the foot into the ground and push the heel up. Whether you can see very well right now. So I want you to try and with that back leg, focus on this position, not this position where the heel's down. Toe, heel up. See what happens if you just think about that. All right, coming up to our 4-minute mark. Nice, Matt, very good. Oh, Matt, you've got to get a bigger split than that. Or are you doing power jacks? In which case, no split. Nice, that's it, good. Right, now splits. Good, recover, front leg first. Front leg back, back leg foot. Nice, that's better. Good, keep the eyes forwards to do it. Nice, Damien. Good, yeah, shoulder, obviously shoulder mobility will help you. Good, Jonathan. Good job, Alicia, you can definitely get a wider split than this. Nice. Okay, good stuff, guys. All right, you have 1 set left, which is coming up in 1 minute if you're working to your 2-minute times. Good. Push press first though, Lisa. Nice, that's it. Good, Lisa. Try and pause in that receiving position. Pause. That was a better rep, but still adding the pause will help. Nice, Matt. Well done. Those split jerks are looking more comfortable. Good work. Okay, guys, so if you haven't yet started that last round, probably time to get going on it, yeah? Good. Watch your recovery, Damien. Pause with the legs. So stop perfectly still and then recover. Stop, then recover. Okay, good. And remember, it's front leg that goes back first. So control it. All right, guys, good. Once you finish that off, just rest for a moment before we do this workout, okay? If you need to adjust your weights, then adjust those. And if you need to find space for your lateral hops, feel free to move yourself around. Let's look, Narissa. Good, bend that back foot, yeah? Drive the toes down. Nice, that's better, good. All right, anyone still going on this? I don't think they are. Right, so guys, if you have dumbbells or kettlebells, ideally we want to be doing single arm clean and jerks for the workout and single arm bent over rows. If you only have a barbell or something like that, that's absolutely fine, but you're going to be doing obviously 10 and 10, so it will be harder, but I want to make sure that you get the volume in. Okay, we will start with the bent over row just because we've already practiced this. Okay, so bent over row, you want to be chest pointing down towards the floor, feet nice and flat, okay? And the load should be through your legs, but it should be even. So you're not falling backwards, you're not tipping forwards, okay? Back nice and straight. You're going to be using one arm to row 5 times. Make sure the elbow passes the body. And then you can switch around and try out on the other side. Okay, so 5 and 5. Let's have a quick go. Aaron, did you have a question?
Yeah, just on clean and jerks. Are we doing split jerks or can it be push jerks?
I think it's just normal jerks. It doesn't specify, so I would advise normal jerks. Okay, good guys. So with our clean and jerks, like Aaron just said, any which way. So the most efficient way to do this, guys, is to swing the bell through the legs. You see my full body. So you might need a slightly wider stance than underneath the hips. You're just going to swing, use the hips, drive to the front rack position. You're going to dip straight into that dip position, and you're going to drive up. You can either do it as a push press, or if it's kind of heavy for you, you might need to drop the legs under into that push jerk. So up to you. Swing, dip, jerk.
Dumbbell from the floor.
Say again.
Is dumbbell from the floor?
Dumbbell will be from the hang. I
Okay.
think do everything from the hang, yeah. So guys, give this a go. You should have minimal movement, all right? So you're looking to basically move that object as quickly as you can and move your body as little as you can. Good, nice, Matt. You can probably do with a shorter dip, so you don't need to bend your legs as much when you get to the shoulders. Good. Obviously as well, guys, keeping those heels down is going to help you. If you come heels up every time, you're loading your calves. Load, 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 load. Okay, and in a second, you're going to have to do a bunch of lateral jumps. So probably best to use some other muscles for this. Nice, Lisa. Again, you could probably do with a shorter dip. You probably don't need as much of a squat when you get to your shoulders, just a really small dip and drive. And then try and get straight up. Good, guys. All right, so the last thing on those clean and jerks is when you're at the top, try not to go through the shoulder on the way down. So I'd recommend trying to go straight into the hip position. So keep it nice and close, elbow up, straight into the hip for that next rep. Okay. Any questions on the clean and jerk, guys?
Are we alternating hands or is it all one side?
So you're going to do 5 on your right, then 5 on your left. Then you're going to do, or left, then right, whatever. Then you're going to move on to the bent over rows, 5 left, 5 right. Okay, good. Last movement, guys. So you're going to put your belt onto the floor. And you're going to face, so you're going to be standing sideways to the bell, jumping across. If you don't feel comfortable jumping across your bell like this, just do the lateral jumps without the bell. So literally just hop side to side. If you're unable to hop side to side because of neighbours, you should be able to do it one leg because you can sort of control your landing so it's not super loud. Okay, give whatever option out of those you're going to have a go at. If you've got a question, let me know. Nice, guys, good. So the lateral jump is going to get your heart rate up quite a lot. So maybe at some point you want to break those down into 10 and 10, just to give yourself a second. So when you finish, you can pick that dumbbell straight back up. I would definitely advise trying to pick the dumbbell up straight away. Okay, even if you don't want to. As soon as you pick it up, your body starts to get, okay, fine, I'll do some work. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 1 minute to do 2 mini rounds. So you're going to do 2 rounds, not super fast, just kind of slow and controlled, start to feel what it feels like. Then we'll take a minute's rest and then we'll get going. All right, so 2 mini rounds.
The 20 jump is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Whilst you do this, I'm just going to get some water because I'm dying of thirst. I can still hear you though. Oh, water tastes so good. Okay, guys, hopefully 2 mini rounds are starting to give you an idea of what this feels like. And if you feel like you need to adjust your weight because it feels particularly challenging, then you can do so before we start the workout, okay? Jonathan, make sure you stand up at the top of the jerk. So you don't want to finish here, you want to finish here. So just make sure the legs stand up before you go back down.
Hey Elle, if we have one weight
Yes.
that feels a little too heavy and one that feels a little too light, which one do you recommend using?
What's the difference between the two?
10 pounds.
Okay, so like 5 kilos. I would probably suggest, because it's minutes, go for the light. But if it does feel like super duper light, then challenge yourself and go heavy. But maybe you'll need to take a little bit more rest before you pick the weight up. So just bear that in mind. I still want you to try and go unbroken. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you 1 minute of rest now. So if you're still working, stop, because we're going to start in 1 minute. Okay, guys, I'm going to have a clock here, but I would suggest if you do have a clock, start it, even if it doesn't start exactly the same time as mine. Just so you can time how long it's taking you to complete a round. This is one of those workouts where you have quite a lot of rounds, so it's good to try and maintain a consistent pace from the beginning, okay? Not a sprint pace, something around the 70 to 80% mark, okay, that you can hold on to. I will dictate for every 5 minute interval for you, and then the last 5 minutes I'll let you know when we have like 2 minutes left, because that's the point where you need to start pushing. Okay, get yourselves ready, guys. We've got 10 seconds. Oh, you're back, Nick, just in time. Are you ready? You missed the bit where I said don't go too hard at the beginning. All right, 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, guys. 15 minutes has started. Let's go. It's got to go through the shoulder, Nick. Oh, yeah. It's your weird dumbbell. Don't worry. Just try to switch that dumbbell in midair with the hands. As you come down, just pass it over and continue moving. And if you need to rest before your bent over rows, that's fine. But ideally, just drop straight down, find your bent over position, and begin. Good, and once you've got that dumbbell on the floor, stand up nice and tall, because that's the moment where you can actually breathe. All the other positions tend to be closed off. So open up and jump through those legs. Nice, and then straight into round 2, guys.
Sorry, what's the rep scheme?
5, 5, 5, 5, 20. Let me copy it again for you. Wicked job, guys. Good, Narissa, keep that bell close on the clean. Good, probably narrow the feet in for the rows, Lisa, because otherwise the legs get in the way. Nice, guys, keep it moving. Well done, Hayley, smashing that out. Nice, Leisha. Okay, into that next round, guys, straight away. Minimal rest, pick it up. Nice work, guys. Good, come on, straight into that next movement, team. Nice. Let's go, Nick. Go on, Nick, try and bounce over. Everyone absolutely is killing it. Keep going, guys. Okay, you are now 5 minutes into your 15-minute workout. Okay, keep the same pace up. Try not to slow down. Try and just maintain minimal rest. Control the movement so that your heart rate doesn't go too high. You're not sprinting. Good, and use those lateral jumps because they're actually your kind of, grip-free, chest up movement. So kind of relax into that slightly, no need to rush through them. Break it into 10 and 10 if you feel like you need to. Well done, guys. Keep this pace up. Nice, guys. Keep breathing. Count yourself in 3, 2, 1, and then pick it up, right? Try to stand tall, stay focused when you're resting, knowing that you're going to pick it up in a few seconds. You're not just resting meaninglessly, whatever the word for this is. Needlessly. No, without purpose. That's what I mean. Come on, guys, keep it up. You're good. If you're tracking those rounds, guys, you're trying to keep it nice and even. Right, so if you start to slow down a bit, think about how you can speed it up. Okay, guys, just coming up to that 9-minute mark, which means there's 6 minutes to go. So still looking at maintaining the same pace. Keep going, guys, you can do this. Try to zone out. Nice, guys, well done. Okay, 10 minutes is up. 5 to go. Come on, Nick, let's go. Come on, Jonathan, that's it. Nice work, Aaron. That's it, Matt, well done. Pull the elbows back, keep the elbows close to the body as well as we row. All right, guys, I want everyone to aim for another 3 rounds. All right, so wherever you're at now, whether you just started a round, whether you're in the middle, I want you to finish off another 2 and hopefully another 3rd. Everyone's going to get into the 3rd. Come on, Matt, keep the jumps going. That's the one. Good. So now you're just focused on those 3 rounds. All right, guys. Start trying to pick up that pace, knowing you haven't got that long to go. Still focused on those 3 rounds. Okay, let's get this first one finished up. Come on, Marissa, let's go. Rose. Nice, come on team, let's go. Good job, Matt. Marissa, Rose, let's do it. Good, guys, still focus on that 3 rounds. You know where you're at. Okay, and this is the point where I tell you have 2 minutes to go. Okay, so we need to start pulling some energy out of somewhere. Okay, rest time needs to be absolutely minimized now because that clock is going to come down real quick. So pick it up, let's get going. Give yourself that goal to try and finish the 3 rounds, or maybe you've changed it based on where you're at now. 90 seconds. Come on, team. One minute to go. Come on, guys, let's do it. If you're in that second round of those 3, I want you to at least finish it and get into the 3rd round. Okay, this is your 45-second mark of pushing as hard as you can, okay? Sprint, let's go. Come on, guys. $30 left. Come on, if you're on those jumps, don't stop. As soon as you finish, you're going to pick that bell up. If you're on the bell, you're going to finish off unbroken and you're going to get onto the floor and start jumping. 15 seconds. 10. 5, 3, 2, 1, and time, guys. Well done. Finish up, guys. So give yourself a second on the floor, and then once you've recovered, I want you to come and type or tell me how many rounds you did-ish, if you're not sure. Hoping some people got up to sort of the 10 to 15 mark. +12 +10 for Lisa, nice work. That's very good. Anyone else want to scoot over and?
I think 11 or 12.
Nice, Nick. Oh yeah, Haley 10 as well, plus most of the round. Good. Damien 10, nice. 11, nice. So most people getting in sort of round 11, 12 or 13. It's very good, guys. Nice work. Anyone managed to do a minute per round? No? All right, guys, let's have a quick stretch because we've got 1 minute left. So, needless to say, we are going to start by stretching these calves that have probably been quite overused today. So, we're actually going to stretch them in a seated position so we can stay a little bit relaxed. So we're going to start with one leg. If you've got a band or something to put around your foot, then that would be excellent. If you don't, then it's absolutely fine. I'm just going to grab my band. Okay, so one leg's going to be bent in, like so. Okay, so we're going to focus on this leg at the front here. You're going to soften your knee ever so slightly, and then you're going to bend your foot, okay, towards you. You're going to put your hand on the foot. You should be able to reach because your knee's slightly bent, remember. And you're just going to pull with your hands to try and get that heel pushing even further away. Should further stretch in the calf area. If you do have a band, you can loop it around, okay, and that sort of helps you to get that calf stretch as well. What you can start to do as well is move that foot a little bit left to right. Okay? So you're looking to kind of keep the foot, the leg exactly where it is, and using your toes, you're going to push your toes to the left, push your toes to the right. So you're getting into different areas of that calf. You can, if you've got a band, you can use your band to sort of help. So you're going to pull with your right hand, pull with your left hand. That should rotate the foot for you. Okay, let's take it across to the other leg. Switch sides. Start by just finding that stretch. So it's slightly bent in the knee. The heel should be pushing away from you, and the toes pulling towards you. If you find that with the knee quite bent, you don't get the stretch, just straighten the leg, and that might help find the stretch for you. Okay, and then when you're ready, you can start to rotate the foot left to right. Okay guys, good. Relax out of that. We're just going to stretch the shoulders slightly. So I want you to take your arm across the front of your body, make sure that the shoulder locks down, and then you're going to pull it in towards you. You try sort of moving that arm up and down a little bit, see if there's a point where you get a better stretch across the front of your shoulder. Okay, let's switch over to the other side. So again, take the arm across, lock the shoulder down, and then bring it towards you. Nice. Last one, guys, because we're already over time a little bit. So bring your hands backwards. Try and get your little fingers to touch each other. Drop the hips forwards to feel that stretch in the front of the shoulders. Okay. So we're doing the other way with the shoulder joint now. Puff open your chest slightly. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. This also helps to get into the forearms and the biceps from the grip work that you've been doing in the workout. Okay, well done everyone. This evening I'm covering Tom's session. It'll be slightly different, I think, because he's more into his breathing and stuff, whereas I'm going to do it more like a stretching, restorative, foam rolling, smashing type session. So it'll be like an hour's worth of really getting into the body and loosening it up. So it'd be wicked to see some of you there if you're around at 6 p.m. If not, I'll probably see you tomorrow because I'm covering Vassos as well. A week of covering.
Cheers, Al.
Thanks, Al.
See you later, team. Enjoy the rest of your sunny day.